All right, welcome back to another week of the Duff Pickem AllStars. I'm your host, the Orange Peanut. To my right is the Sippy. One up above me is Icehouse. Two up above me is the Commish. Far upper right is Groady, and upper right there is Skinnnns. We are here to provide you with trivia information, betting information, waiver information, what teams to bet on, stuff like that, and possibly some comedy and stuff along the way with that here. My apologies for missing last week and the week prior. I missed last week. Well, there was Halloween, and then I just missed a week after that with that there. But these gents, they all carried on without me here. Gentlemen, let's talk about what happened. I think last week, I think is most important one with it there. Commish, what happened last week?
Well, in League Pick'em, wrong page. We had Groady leading the charge of the week, getting 5 right, and everybody else got 3 in varying fashion. We all got auto draft wrong. Apparently, Tommy's team could play.
Yes.
John was the only one who bet on himself, and he was wrong. Boss was the only one who bet against me, and he was wrong. Two Kidder Quitter with the almost sneaky win to give JV and Groady the boot, whereas everybody else had Two Kidder Quitter. Tommy and JV had Groady, and Skinnnns was the correct pick. And then myself and Stan each took a flyer on 7-1. Who, had he started San Francisco's defense, would have won by 0.9 points.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know how he doesn't start San Francisco's defense over. Who did he? I forget who he had in.
Who did he start?
Fine, go slow. I don't care. Fuck it.
I mean, San Francisco's pretty elite.
Against Green Bay.
Pittsburgh?
Oh, yeah. I mean, 15 points isn't. Yeah, I know. But San Francisco's defense against Jacksonville, I don't know. That to me is a better. I don't know. Not say better matchup, but I don't know.
Yeah. I think I would have started the team coming off of the bye.
So on the season, Groady has now jumped into the lead with 35 points, followed by Boss with 34. Myself and JV are tied with 32, Stan with 28, and Tommy with 23 points.
Yay!
Tommy needs a few 5-1 weeks to catch up.
Yeah. One good week and you can free me, Tommy.
You can do it. Just make sure you keep betting on me. That will help out tremendously. No, it won't.
Oh, we'll definitely do that.
Yeah.
50-50 in the entire league.
For half the league plus one, it's 50-50.
Let's go. Let's get started with
the going rate for Two Kidder Quitter. We can all just jump on the landslide against him, considering he's lost 7 in a row now.
Yeah.
Oh, has he really? Oh, that's brutal. That is brutal. Yeah, we're not going to hop. We're not hopping.
He's poised for a blow up week this week. Sorry.
Oh no, he's playing Skinnnns. He's right. He's gonna score 200 points.
Strategy down the drain.
Oh man, unstoppable force, immovable object.
Stan finally winning a close matchup instead of constantly either being blown out or blowing out people. I thought it was interesting. What did I see when I was updating the stat sheets for Skinnnns? Yeah, even in your wins, I think I pointed it out last week, but it continues because Kevin scored 144.8 points. The average against you is 123 when you're winning. Like,
wow.
The league average is like 100, right?
No, on a league average is up to 116 now. So +7 only in your wins, though. I mean, in your losses, it's way more than that. You're at like 159 against. Yeah. 159.85. So 160 against.
I just needed it.
Oh, here's what it was. To put that in perspective, Stan has had 5 losses. In those 5 losses, he is minus 237.5 points. Dave, on the other hand, has 8 losses. In his 8 losses, he is minus 217.
Hmm.
20
Wow.
less points scored in 3 more games. Like that's the perspective of what Stan is up against this season.
Wow.
Although to be honest, Stan, I think you're in good hands here because Dave is averaging 100 points per week, and the highest he has scored all season was against Eric in week 3 with 137.
Okay.
Within the top 3 teams, in the bottom 2 teams, everybody else has a record of 5-5.
It's true. Very true.
We're trying to get to a 500
500 league.
yeah, 500 league.
It would be fun.
All right, so we need at
Ridiculous
least
with that.
Another losing
three.
record on the trophy.
We need 3 more
Yeah,
weeks for
this-
that to happen. At least,
Right?
depending on how the matchups go, right?
Well, Barry needs to lose 6 more games, so
Well, I guess 4 because it couldn't be on an odd numbered week either. It would have to be an even numbered week to have it.
What's the?
Yeah.
What's the?
500.
How many weeks are there? Is it?
14. So Barry is officially above 500. I'm at the very least a 500 team.
Barry's not going to be above 500 for long, though. He's got a problem.
He
this week.
cannot go. He can't go below. He can't.
14 games. He's 180.
I'll
missed
figure
that
out
there.
how to make that
Are
happen.
you not mathing properly?
John,
There could be no man.
I'm sorry.
No. No.
What's the degree you're handing out to
Can we
these
get
students?
a
These math
engineer in here for these guys? Someone who's done some colleging.
Indeed. So the score you see getting tracked in the bottom point there is the around the horn score. The more interesting the stat, the funnier thing they say. The more points they score, they don't say something good, they get negative points. We're gonna start off with Skinnnns, who is going to talk about the Mears Cat Industries at 7-3, talking about Groady Gloater at 5-5. What do you know about this game here, Skinnnns?
Ooh, it's Battle of the Brothers
It
here.
is.
Let's see what we got going on with these brothers, QBs. All right, Joe. Looking at Joe, at him and his bench, he has 0 projected points in the whole bench. So we're looking at his lineup minus whatever waiver moves he gets in there. And Groady still is rostering Mac Jones on his bench for some reason. So this is their starting QBs: Prescott versus Goff. We got Goff versus the Bears. Bears defense doing okay lately. Prescott's been lighting it up. He's been here since they've come out of their bye 3 weeks ago. Prescott scored 34, 36, and 55. So apparently they've dialed in their offense. So advantage Joe for Prescott.
Wow.
We got Keenan Allen and Metcalf versus a couple of lower ranking pass catching units. And versus Jamar Chase. Is he back to full health? We'll see. He did do fine last week. And Mike Evans versus San Francisco. You can call it middling there.
Middling.
Pollard and ETN. Pollard just needs to be getting the ball more. They are not doing him any favors there. And ETN goes up against a fairly tough Tennessee run defense. Doesn't mean ETN won't get there, but I'm not liking the matchup, especially with their offense the way Jacksonville's going. But we got Barkley with old Tommy DeVito. He's going to get 7 points again. And Kenneth Walker broke a big one last week going up against the Rams D. Slight advantage Groady. We got Kittle versus Tampa and Ingram versus Tennessee. Ingram's got 1 week on the year over 10 points. So advantage Kittle. Then we got Javonte Williams. He may have used all his points in the year to get 20 for Groady last week to almost
19 the
me.
week before his bye.
And 19. And Devontae Smith versus KC. That could be KC's defense is tough. kickers, forget it. But Grody's going to pick one up. And that's actually probably about the difference in the spread there to get it close. And then Miami's defense at home versus Vegas. So Vegas will be traveling cross country for a noon game in Miami. And Cincy's got Baltimore on Thursday night, which I think will be a shootout. So I'm going to take Joe, despite him having 0 points on the bench.
You're taking the Commish. Sippy takes the Commish. Commish, who are you taking?
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and pull a boss here, and I'm just gonna take Groody.
You're taking Grow. Oh, interesting. All right,
Well, I
one.
gotta hedge my bets on this one. I'm not. I mean, granted, can we have another shit show like again the last time we met where I win 80-70? No, probably not. But you know, I'll gladly lose the point if it means I get a win.
Like it there. All right, we got a Commish Groady split. Groady, who you got?
I'm pulling a boss too. I've been doing this every week. I picked Stan last week to beat me. I got that. That's why I was 5-1. So I'm taking the Commish.
That's awesome. That's awesome. There. All right, Icehouse.
I'm going to take Joe on this one.
I'm thinking
I
Joe.
anticipate a close game, but I like Joe's side a little bit better. Prescott thing helps.
I'm with you there. I like the
We'll
Commish.
see.
Groady, you got some work to do to convince me with this here. Not just the kicker, I mean, but I think there's better matchups on the Commish's side. Sippy, what do you got?
Take Groody.
You're taking
Yes,
Groady.
Ooh.
I need points. I need 5 in 1 week.
You need to find. That's part of it.
Didn't you hear Grody's secret to a 5-1 week was betting against himself? So clearly,
It's too good there. It's
I'm
too
just going to
good.
go against the group, okay?
I see.
I like it. Okay. Moving down to the Commish. Commish, you're going to talk about the 6-4 auto draft AllStars against. Is anyone bold enough to bet with 7-1 at 2-8?
Give me
Break
1
it.
second. All right, let's see. Yeah, 7-1. I thought maybe he had a chance against Barry there, and defense aside, he certainly was in the realm of possibility. Now Bates has been on a 3-game skid, 7-1, back to his losing ways. He's not facing a Martin, so it doesn't bode well for him. Well, I mean, you got your quarterbacks. You got Lamar Jackson against Cincy. I think regardless of Cincy's D and how they've been playing, I think Lamar Jackson will be prized. Well, they're 11th against quarterback points, so he'll get his points for sure. Purdy against Tampa Bay, depending on how well the defense handles Maker Bayfield. Although it's 6th for points against, so again, 2 quarterbacks more than likely getting their points. You've got wide receivers, Cooper and Samuel versus Moore and Thielen. DJ Moore has not really been, I think he's been up and down all season long. Thielen has cooled off, although actually DJ Moore's been down for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. So
he made up with our 53. Holy crap!
Yeah, that was that week that he beat Tommy.
That goes against the Redskins.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, Detroit is 10th in points given up to wide receivers. Thielen, on the other hand, yeah, he's come down to earth. He had a string of games in a row of double digits, and he's had 3 games under. And he's going up against Dallas, who's 31st in points given up to wide receivers. Okay, Charlie. Come on, just figuring. On the other side, you've got Amari Cooper, who's Pittsburgh's given up the 5th most points, probably because they're really good on defense and teams have to pass. And Deebo Samuel, Minnesota, is 8th. You've got Henry and Swift versus Hall and McCaffrey. Again, that Purdy McCaffrey combo, although it didn't result in a touchdown last week, so that broke the streak from Christian McCaffrey. You've got him. He'll probably, I mean, he got his points anyway, regardless of the streak, without a touchdown. So if he gets a TD, it'll just add more. Brees Hall versus Buffalo. I don't know what Buffalo is going to do, considering they've been up and down all year. Although I feel like this game will be something that Buffalo doesn't want to lose since they've already lost to New York once this season. Henry versus Jacksonville and Swift Monday night against Kansas City. Depending on how that game goes for Kansas City, Swift may or may not get his points. If it sort of turns into a back and forth shootout and they're 23rd and giving up points to the running back game, whereas Jacksonville, what are you guys at? Jacksonville's 20th, so it's not looking good for the running backs on Anthony's side. Tight ends, you've got Laporta and Komet dueling tight ends. I give it to Laporta over Komet. White and Gibson. You've got Bates on his own team has dueling running backs in McCaffrey and White, so maybe he's hoping for a ground game as they play out in San Francisco. And then you got Gibson versus the New York Football Giants, which, I mean, don't know if, well, he got 19 last week, so he might get some points. New York is terrible, and if they don't score, they'll have no reason to do anything but run the ball. You've got Younghoe Koo, who's on a bye week, slated to get 0 points versus Aubrey for Dallas, who will probably get his 8 points, as I can't imagine Carolina's offense doing much against that defense. I imagine Bates will probably get rid of the Chicago's D against Detroit, because that seems like a dumb idea to have them in. Of course, he's got Phillies on the bench, and I would also not put them in against KC. So he's going to have to waiver wire that shit. And if Tampa Bay plays like crap, San Francisco's D could put up some good numbers like last week. You know what? I got a feeling that Thielen is not going to do it for Andrew. He's on a 3-game skid. 7-1's only lost 1, but I feel like he's going to continue knocking Andrew off his high horse from having been 6-1, and I think he started out 5-0. So
yeah,
Andrew has come a long way down, and I think he's going to go one more further. I'm taking 7-1.
I'm taking 7-1 for that there. All right, 1 for 7-1, Groady.
We're taking Andrew. I think he ends the skid, gets back to his winning ways.
Interesting. All right. Let's run 1 each apiece with that there. Icehouse, you gonna break the ice?
Well, as funny as it was that Joe said, like, knock him off his high horse, he did start hot and he did rub it in everyone's face, like, oh, look at this. But I don't know. Tony is winless in their division so far, so I think that's going to continue. I'm going to take Bates on this.
I'm taking Bates for that. All right.
Against all logical explanation.
I think the only person he rubbed the face in was Barry, but that was about it.
Yeah, maybe that's. He wasn't really like rubbing our face in it. He just threw it out there that it's like, hey.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe I said it wrong, but yeah. But that's fine if he wants to rub in Barry's face. So then I'm all for that.
7-1 got some juice. I think Thielen is having a rough time, but he legit is the only real wide receiver on Carolina. He'll probably be thrown to in some way, but I like that Brees Hall at Buffalo. That's some juice. McCaffrey, Tampa Bay, that's some juice. I'm going auto draft AllStars for this. Sippy.
I'm going with 7-1.
7-1. Interesting. All right, and then back up to the muted skins.
Yep, I'm thinking 7-1. I just like his matchups.
It's a
Players
split.
rather than some of the stuff on the other side of the card.
Face off.
Is Fields coming back this week? Have you guys heard anything?
Potentially. They got. I think
Potentially.
Wednesday will be the.
Wednesday.
That would help more. But Moore's getting nothing done with Badger there, and Thielen versus Dallas. I don't that. So
Interesting.
I'll go with Tony.
Interesting. All right. Groady, I'm going to go a little bit out of order right here. You're going to talk about the 5-5 Icehouse for Life against the 5-5 Sick Erot Scriptum. What do you know about these two
Tommy
jamokes?
versus Lavender.
I have to go a little bit out of order because of who's my order I picked for the pick'em with it, where people can't talk about themselves.
But that's what I'm saying. Why wouldn't I do Tommy versus Lavender?
Well, because Icehouse goes after you, he can't talk about him. I go after him, I can't talk about
Well,
me.
he could. Yeah, but you would just bump him one down.
Yeah.
You just lost 2 points.
Oh, I did okay.
I was told there'd be no math.
I see. There was.
You lost
It
5
wasn't
more
fixed
than
yet.
regular.
All my research for this game.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
Mother Robinson versus Robinson. Like,
You wanted to? Here, I'll let you know. Go ahead. Okay. Wait. No. All right. No, I'm fine. I'm sorry. All right. So yeah, Groady. My apologies for that. The Battle of the Robinsons. Groady. All right. 5-5 Lavender versus 5-5 Sippy Cup Power. You know something.
bragging
It's going to
rights
be
for
good.
the year. You know, whoever wins gets to be above 500 for sure.
Ooh.
Right off the bat, I don't need to look at anything on Desmond's team because I know it's terrible. He's got 2 people on bye. He needs some help. But if there's one thing I know, Tommy has the new garbage time king, and his name is Josh Dobbs.
Yeah! Long live the king.
He's not garbage time king. He's not getting those points in garbage time. They put up 27 points before the fourth quarter.
I know. I'm just
You're supposed to get like,
Stepping
50
into
yards
his
in the
shoes.
first half, and then
but no,
I
yeah,
think with
he's got Josh
400.
Dobbs. He's going up against Denver, which I mean, I know their defense has been playing good lately, but I think it might be a little bit different. Minnesota. Even with Mahomes going up against Philly, I think that's going to be a shootout. So that's why you got to hope Josh Dobbs does really well. When you look at the wide receivers, you got Lamb and Dell versus Cup and Brown, which as long as Matthew Stafford is back after the bye, Cup's going to go back to being Cup. Tommy finally getting some running back help, getting James Conner back, which is a good thing. Desmond has no extra running backs and needs to pick somebody up. He's got a guy on bye. He's got A.J. Dillon.
Ooh.
Tommy's got T.J. Hawkinson, so he's got the quarterback tight end. They seem to be hooking up quite well. Then Desmond's also got to pick up a defense. Tommy's got Tampa Bay versus San Francisco. He's also got KC versus Philly. I don't know if either one of those is good. I don't know if he's going to look if there's anything out there for him to pick up, but yeah, I like the matchups for Tommy. Definitely, like I said, as long as Stafford's playing for Cup's going to light it up again. So, and it's against the Seahawks, who they're a good team, but they're not the best. And then obviously AJ Brown, if he's in a shootout with KC, he's going to have a monster game. So, I'm going with the Sippy Cup power here, the older of the Robinson brothers to get the win.
The better Robinson right here. That the Robinson that's with us here. Icehouse, do you have any rebuttal?
There is a way. I like Desmond's guys. I just worry that who he'll pick up might not be good enough to cover his couple holes that he has. I'm going to take Desmond. Maybe if I think about it later in the week, I might switch over to Tommy.
Only got till Thursday.
Yeah. We'll see what happens between now and then. I probably won't, but I'm going to take Desmond on the off chance that I like all of his players to hit above their projection.
Interesting.
So assuming he finds somebody. And I don't think Josh Dobbs is going to do too well against Denver's defense. They haven't been giving up points to anybody. And they've been playing good teams, and Josh Dobbs is not a good team. I mean, maybe if Jefferson comes back, I don't know. I'm going to take a shot on Desmond.
Taking a shot on Desmond, where I will take a shot on Sippy. Sippy has less work to do in terms of his team. Desmond's gone through bye week hell. and he's going to have to make up some spots. Tommy's got a little bit of work to do. Is Josh Dobbs the new garbage time king, or is there a vote for somebody else?
That would actually, I would say that would probably be the next matchup with Boss, who has Sam Howell, who probably has credit for the next garbage time king.
Ooh. All right, okay. I like
Yeah.
it there. Sam Howell coming up. All right, so I vote for
I mean, not this
Sippy.
game. They're
One
playing
at
the
the
Giants.
other.
Look at there. Sippy. Who do
Yeah,
you
no,
vote
he's
for?
had a lot of big comeback stat padding stuff towards the ends of the Washington games.
It's my kind of QB.
Turn to top.
Wait, who? Say that again, Sippy.
Who's three is it?
It's your turn to pick.
Let's say-
Who's going to win between you and your brother?
Yeah, who's going to pick, you or Blavender?
I pick myself.
He picks himself, is what he did. He likes himself.
Daz has to pick up at least 2 more people. And he really is fighting Carl. I don't know if he wants to drop Camara or Pitts. He might drop Moss, but he really doesn't have much to drop.
That's true.
He might have a tough decision there.
He has a lot of tough
I'll
decisions.
probably pick up a defense, most likely. Yeah, I'm gonna go with myself.
He's going with himself. I like that there. Back up to Skinnnns.
He's brought up a lot of good points about Desmond's team that I feel like they have a good path to victory because despite, I think, all or most of us last week when Tommy was in bye week hell, he managed to pull it off. And he has a lot of plus matchups, but then Tommy brought up who's he going to drop for these? I mean, I guess drop New Orleans defense. I mean, they're really nothing to write home about. So you could swap them for your D, and then, yeah, he'll need to drop someone for a running back. Yeah, I guess maybe Moss. Dotson wouldn't be the worst. But you know what? Bye week Tommy last week bit me in the butt, so I'm gonna vote for bye week Desmond.
Whoa!
Tommy showed us the path for it to get done, so let's just see if Desmond can see what his brother did and do the same.
I like it. All right, and then Commish.
I gotta be honest with you, Desmond didn't take notes as to what Tommy did. There's no chance in hell he did that. Desmond's team this week looks more like 2 kidder quitters last week, where only 2 of us took a flyer on Dave, and while he almost pulled it off, he fell short and lost. So I'm gonna go ahead and take Tommy in this one.
Tommy for that. Yeah, it's interesting here. All right.
Because knowing Desmond, he's not gonna drop New Orleans defense.
Ooh,
Like I said, I might switch my pick, but I want to see what he does. I'm curious.
He hangs on to shit he shouldn't hang on to. Like he had fucking Deshaun Watson for how many weeks?
It's
He
true.
finally had a good week.
Yeah, finally against a team that nobody would have ever played him
Yeah,
against.
he get rid of Geno Smith because Geno Smith.
Yeah.
Because Mahomes came back from his bye, so he's not going to need him. So
No, he's not. But you watch him dump fucking New Orleans defense to keep Geno Smith for whatever reason.
Even though Mahomes just came off his bye.
Right.
Oh God, that's good. All right,
I don't know, maybe
Icehouse.
he's gonna cock block somebody who needs a quarterback or something. I don't. People do weird shit. I don't know. I don't think Desmond.
Are you really picking up Geno Smith? So you really picking up Geno Smith over anybody else?
No, but I don't need a quarterback,
Okay.
whereas other people do. I mean, it wouldn't make any sense, and it wouldn't be Desmond to make that kind of move, like that thought process. Like he's not looking at the rest of the league. Like I drop him, who would pick him up, and how does that affect me? Like I look into that stuff, but that's because I probably look farther ahead than I need to.
Yeah,
That's what that's not Dez's strategy.
Dez's strategy. I like that phrase. Icehouse, you're going to skip ahead a little bit. You're going to talk about the 5-5 Orange Peanut going up against the 8-2 Science.
Well, John's gonna lose, so there's that.
Joke.
Well, it should be interesting. So, CJ Stroud, yeah, damn it. I wish I'd picked him up before Cousins got injured.
What a pick.
Could have used him.
Honestly, what a
I
pick.
mean, I finally win games. I don't need him anymore. But yeah, he's been putting up points. And against Arizona, I don't see why that should stop. So QB might be a wash.
Yeah.
Buffalo should have a good game, but I don't think Gabriel Davis is going to be a big part of that. They fired their coordinator, so it's like, well, that means get Stephon Diggs the fucking ball. We don't care about Gabriel Davis, man. So, Addison should have a good game against. Well, I don't know. It's Denver. He's been doing good, but does anyone know Jefferson's coming back next week?
Yeah, I think
No, they
so.
haven't activated him yet.
Oh.
A lot of because I have him in in an ESPN league. They've got him listed as points.
Okay, because I've heard
Interesting.
he may or may not be. I don't.
But I nothing concrete yet as to whether or not he's playing.
So I'll call those two a wash anyway. Nakua versus Lockett. That's going against each other. I don't know. Nakua hasn't really he's had a bad couple of weeks. Those were against better defenses. Tanner Lockett let's see, he's bouncing between good game, bad game, good game, bad game. Looks like he's due for a bad game.
Yes.
So that's so good. James Cook should be in the doghouse after that performance last
Oh
week.
God, yeah.
2 fucking fumbles. Somehow he actually did. He got more points than I thought he did. Montgomery should do better against Chicago, but I don't know, man. Now that they've seen what Gibbs can do, finally. Jalen Warren was declared the starting running back in Pittsburgh, so that's a nice bonus for you, John.
Thank you. It's the very necessary bonus.
Mostert's been doing pretty good, so I don't know. Those two might just wash out too.
Yeah.
I'll give you Kelsey over and Joe any day of the week. Singletary, wow, what a game last week. But before that, it was slim pickings. So, I mean, it's against Arizona, though. So he should be all right. And yeah, Marquise Brown, I don't know, Kyler Murray, it's going to happen there. Kickers is who cares. I do like Washington's D against the Giants, even though they traded away everyone that matters on their defense. I think anybody looks good against the Giants. Which, look at the points. Everybody gets double-digit points, basically, except for Arizona, which they're awful, so it doesn't matter. I feel like I should take God on this. You know what? I'm going to go with John. I was
Oh,
wrong.
vote for the OP.
I will take you on this.
Interesting. I will
like
also
your defense. I don't like Baltimore's D against Cincinnati.
no.
And I think CJ Stroud versus Arizona, it's like it might just turn into a blowout, or I don't know. I mean, it could go. I mean, with Kyler Murray back, it would be interesting, but I don't know. I'll take a shot.
Agree with everything you said, but a vote for a peanut is a vote for a win. I vote for peanut. Sippy.
I'm going to go for John. Montgomery is going against the Bears defense. There's not the defense. The Bears' run defense is first in the league. It's the old team, so he might try to. I mean, he might do well, but I don't think he's going to do much above his projection. Nakua, depending on who throws to him, and if Stafford comes back, he's going to go tough. Other than that, yeah, that's why I'm gonna pick John.
Ooh, interesting. I like it. I like it. Skinnnns.
Yeah, this one's close. There's no one on the bench that makes me think anyone should be subbed one way or the other. Otherwise, it's going to be a couple guys on each team that's going to blow up to make the difference. And I think it could happen with John's team more times out of 10 than Barry's team if they were to all play, this lineup every week. So there you go. A vote for the peanut is a vote for me getting an L.
Yeah, there it is. Commish.
Oh, I'd like to vote for you, John. I really would.
Would it help if I showed you my Halloween costume?
Especially when your team is 5-5 and the continued utterance of your dumb catchphrase makes me want to vote against you. And let's remind you that you lost last week to Blavender, and he had a guy on his team with 0 points.
Yes.
Like 0 points. Like, hey, who does Desmond need that guy? Apparently not. He doesn't need those points at all.
No.
So if he doesn't need those points, Barry's gonna do just fine.
Sounds like it's a vote for science with that.
I'm gonna go ahead and go science on that one.
Fair. It's fair with there. All right. Groady.
John, where do you live?
I live in Cleveland.
Where's Cleveland?
Cleveland's in Ohio.
What college is big in Ohio?
The Ohio State University.
And Barry has both of their quarterbacks, C.J. Stroud and Justin Fields, on his team. So you lose. I'm picking science.
You picking science.
Nice.
Beautiful, beautiful. Look at that correlation. That's beautiful. That's 5 points right there. That's awesome with there. Very well done. Well done here.
A fucking loser.
Let's see. I'm next here to talk about Icehouse versus Sick Erat Scriptum. All right, so Icehouse has the possible new garbage time prince versus Josh Allen, who has a new coordinator. So we'll see what he can do. I'm gonna count those both: Wash, Diggs, and Rice. Rice? You playing Rice Scriptum? Okay, whatever. Ayuk versus Hill. I like Hill. Ayuk is good, though. Eckler. I am such a fan of Eckler. Has he done anything? Oh, he's been pretty good, actually. He has been pretty good. Okay. All right.
Should be smirched, my guy.
I won't. I like Eckler. I'm a fan. I've tried to trade you him earlier.
It's funny to me, some of the guys that put up quiet fantasy seasons where you're like, hey, has this guy, oh shit, he has been doing well.
Yeah, it's funny because before the season, it was like my keeper could have been either Eckler or Pollard. Thank God I chose Eckler because Pollard is just not getting the fucking touchdowns.
No, he's not.
That's what hurts.
You've got a little Aaron Jones problem here, Eric. That's okay. Icehouse has Gibbs. Logan Thomas versus who the freaking hell is that? Donald Parham. Are you relevant? I don't know who you are.
Whenever it's injured, he is.
Okay, that's the thing. And you got Mixon versus Harris. Oh, Icehouse has Greg DeLay. Ooh, there's Tucker. You have both have some of the best kickers ever. Eric, you and your damn Dallas defense carrying your stinking team so many times. You go on Icehouse on this. You have the leg. I think you got more things on your side
You got
for
the
that.
leg and Miles Jacksless Jags. Come
You
on.
do have the Jacksless. Oh, you do have the Jacksless.
You should have just started from the bottom and been like 2 in. You're like, oh well, now I have one picking.
I should have with this. I don't even have to look at your. You have Taysom Hill. You silly man. Sippy, what do you think?
Let's go.
He's going 2 on Icehouse so far. Skinnnns.
The only thing that makes me pause is that stupid Dallas defense against Carolina.
Yeah.
They have blown up for 30 points in a third of their matchups this year.
Oh, God.
But I'm going with Chris, and then maybe one day he'll be able to find the right week to fit Brian Robinson into his lineup.
Well, I had him in your league at least.
Yeah.
Zinger on that one there. All right, Commish?
I mean,
Yeah, I'm going to take Icehouse in this one.
Taking Icehouse for that. Another one with it here. All right, Groady's.
I'm gonna take Eric.
He's taking Eric. Ooh, contrarian work with it there. Icehouse, do I have to ask?
well, I will throw out one thing. I am bouncing between Joe Mixon and Brian Robinson in my flex. I don't know
Ooh,
who I'm going to go with yet.
some juice.
I mean,
B-Rob gets more rushing work. Gibson gets some more passing work. But
I don't know if I want to double down. I don't know if I want to have 2 guys in on that game versus well, Mixon's on like a touchdown streak of 3 in a row, so it's like
I think Robinson is
stick with
too,
the
though.
hot hand. But regardless of what I end up picking, it doesn't matter. I'm obviously taking Eric. So
Taking Eric, 2 on the Scriptum side. Very good there. All right, last game on the list. Sippy, you're going to talk about the 5 and 5 Skinnnns for the wins against. Is anyone going to vote for 2 kid or quitter at 2 and 8? What do you know? Sippy?
The QBs and given pitch to Herbert, honestly, because he's going with Green Bay. Burrow's on a short week against Baltimore. Anybody thinks it might be a shootout Baltimore game, but I think the short week it might not be a great. You got Davis and Warren, and then you have Johnson and Brown. The Browns going against Chicago's defense, the secondary. They're getting more people back, but I think Brown has a better matchup there. You have Dante Foreman, and you have Ford, then you got Massa and Jacobs. You have edge to John, or no, John. Skinnnns on the 99. And everything's a lot of the out, so he's got to put someone in. I don't know if he's going to really try to find the waiver. Not. His bench is kind of, I mean, Wilson and Brown. I'm going to put Brown in because of Stroud's decent against Arizona.
Yeah.
But I'm going to choose Skinnnns for this one.
You're picking what? You say you pick Skinnnns for that? Is that what I heard?
Oh, plus Skinnnns has Dicker the kicker, so definitely.
Oh, gotcha. All right there. All right. Skinnnns, who are you picking here?
I do like some of my matchups. I'm picking me, basically.
You're picking me. No reason to.
Madison might also. Madison's dealing with a concussion, I believe, so he may not even be starting by the end of the week as well. So
interesting.
He may have to find a couple of replacements.
Interesting. All right, going along the same route with that there. Okay, Commish.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Skinnnns on this one. Dave's team's a mess. Even if he puts in Tonga Viola, I don't know that that'll be enough to overcome the rest of his abysmal team.
I like that. I like that there. Groady.
Yeah, I was gonna say the matchup will probably be closer once the Bears declare Khalil Herbert start, and he'll put him in over Foreman, which will probably give him a boost of maybe, I say they give Khalil maybe 10 points, maybe 11. So he gets a boost of 4 points there. He'll get a boost of 8 with starting Garrett Wilson. So, I mean, it kind of put him closer, but I don't know. I just don't think that with Adams, he's gotten nothing like for a while now. They don't have the right quarterbacks, so that'll be the reason why he loses. Adams doesn't get anything. So taking
He's
Skinnnns.
taking Skinnnns for that. Icehouse, everyone's on Skinnn's side. Any reason to be a contrarian?
No, even if I mean, he would be better off without Herbert, with Herbert being out, so Foreman could keep doing what he's doing. But unfortunately, it's not going to happen, and so they'll end up splitting the work, and between them they might get 10 points each, and that's not good for Dave. So yeah, stand all the way. It doesn't. It just. I don't know.
Like I said, and I will also be on
That's for
Skinns'
Dave.
side. You are playing Cleveland's defense. You're playing Herbert and Dicker the kicker. You have a solid team there, Skinns. I'm picking you. Did I have any underdogs? I have one under. Oh, I have me. That's it. That's not good.
Wow.
Thank you. There usually is a decent amount of underdogs that occur with this one on here. Around the horn score so far, Icehouse is tied with Commish, tied with Groady, tied with Skinnnns, each at 12 points apiece. Sippy close behind with 9. We'll see what they can do in the pro pick'em here. Commissioner, we had pro pick'em with stuff happen last week. What happened last week?
Well, we had 2, 4, 6 favorites were correct. 8 underdogs were correct. No pushes. Stan led the week with 88 points, followed by me with 85. Groady with 71. Eric with 61. Boss with 44. JV with 43. And Tommy with 42. Kind of nice there at the end, the 44, 43, 42.
Yeah.
We all got Pittsburgh and Tampa Bay right. We all got Chicago wrong. Tommy is the only one who took the Chargers. Everybody else was wise and took Detroit. No real other, this and that. I guess Denver, 2 people, Stan and Groady got that one right. And I'm mad at myself because all day I thought I should have changed it to Denver and I should have listened to myself, but I didn't. So, well there. On the season,
Ooh.
Tommy is still in the lead with 698 points, followed by Groady with 653, followed by Stan with 651, followed by me with 631, followed by JB with 584, Boss with 576, and Eric bringing up the rear 532.
I overtook someone! Yes! Yes! Oh, thank goodness. That's like I've been in almost last place the entire time. But let's raise our glasses up to Skinnnns for the win. Victor of the week for that one there. Congratulations, Skinnnns. What was your favorite game, favorite moment, or most baffling moment for last week?
For having a good week, I don't have any regrets. My 4 losses were a 2, a 3, 4, and an 8-pointer. With the 8-pointer being New England getting 1.5 versus Indy.
All they had to do is kick.
I'm just giving up faith on New England being able to come back with shit. They just can't do it.
Overseas, man. Overseas.
Oh, yeah. Where was
I think
it?
that might have been part of why I thought they could get their team up to do it. But
Yeah,
they only needed to score
a field
11
goal
points to win the game.
Well, they only needed a field goal and they would have covered.
It was 10 to that too, but they couldn't even get more than 10
beat
points.
The spread.
So. Yep. All they would have had to do was field goal 10-9, and they could have lost, and it would have been right.
I want to impersonate Belichick at the end of that game.
Prior to that game, of the 4 previous internationals this season, the favorite was right 3 of the 4 times. So the only reason I went with Indy.
Yeah, I probably went with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Outside of that, I made a couple I made 2 changes early Sunday just based on point spreads. I think I switched my 12 and it was like the 5 or something, but they both ended up winning. One was just because one was a 3-point spread, so I just didn't want to stay near that. So I brought that to the lower one. But it was all in all a good week. No regrets.
Excellent.
So
Very
no
good.
regrets.
No regrets. No regrets. I haven't seen that one in a while there. Very good. Well, let's not have any regrets this week. Skinns, you're up first to talk about the game on Thursday night. Bengals going down to the Ravens. Well, coming up to the Ravens to play. Ravens 3.5-point favorites. What do you know about this game?
All right. Both teams coming off a loss by 3 or less points. Bengals lost to the Texans 30-27. Ravens lost to the Browns 33-31. Surprisingly, so right here, what's the spread listed at? 3.5 here. I was still showing 4 earlier on DraftKings. So it'll probably bounce around between those two all week. Might get down to 3, but it ain't getting lower, that's for sure. So you're going to look at Baltimore by a 3 to 4 point favorite. And surprisingly, I saw this. The total's 43.5. So Vegas is not expecting as big of an offensive blowout as a lot of other people are. Ravens beat the Bengals on the road earlier this season. It was close, but I think that was week 2 or 3 when Burrow was still injured. And if you look further, Cincinnati's offensive coordinator came out this week, and he said they are circling this game on their calendar, and it's pretty much playoffs in November for them. So they're really focusing a lot on this. They're calling it their, one of their playoff games that they need to win early ahead of time. And this is another reason I think this game may end up going under, or at least not being as high scoring. The Ravens lead the league in rushing per game. Gus Edwards is leading the team with 502 yards, and he has 8 rushing touchdowns on the season. In the Bengals are 31st in rushing yards against per game. If you do want to adjust it for DVOA, they are still only 24th in DVOA rush yards against for their defense. So either way, it seems like the Ravens should be able to run the ball, hence keeping it to a lower total and making it a closer game. But where Cincinnati can win it, I feel like, is they've been winning the turnover battle all season. They are tied for the league lead in turnover differential with plus 10. Last Sunday, they got 3 against Houston. And Houston has only committed 5 turnovers all season. So, not to mention, the Cincinnati offense has been on a roll. I think you'd need to throw out the first 4 weeks of how they were when Joe Burrow had his injured calf. So, first 4 games of the season, they were ranked dead last in the league with 236 yards per game. And then since then, the last 5 games, they have averaged 354 yards, which is 6th in the NFL. Wow. They are also 4-1 over that period. So I think it will be close. And I think the Bengals have a very good chance of outright winning this game, definitely keeping it within a field goal. So I will take the Bengals. I'm taking them pretty strong, and I got an 11 on them.
You're taking 11 on Cincy. Holy cow. That's excellent. Great stats. Great information. I didn't know that about the rush with them at all. That's really good to know about Cincy. Commish, what do you think?
10 points on the Bengals.
10 points on the Bengals for that. All right. Groady.
We got 10 points. 10 points on the Bengals as well.
10 pints on the Bengals. They're going to be really wasted. Icehouse.
I was gonna do 9, but everyone's doing 10, so I guess I'll just go 10 on the Bengals.
10 on the
We can all just
Bengals.
make this one giant wash.
Nope, not me. Peanut goes the other way. 10 points on Baltimore. I think they're pissed that they lost that game against the Browns. They're supposed to beat the Browns, especially at home. So I smell a pissed off hornet's nest full of Ravens. And that rushing thing that Skinnnns brought up makes me think that they're just going to run all over them with it.
I wish I would have known this last week. It would have made more people pick Cleveland. Cleveland and Baltimore are 1 and 2 in defenses, and the last time the number one defense, or every time the number one defense has met the number 2 defense, the number 1 defense is 11 and 1 in those games. So Baltimore was never supposed to beat Cleveland.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. All right. Sippy, what do you think?
I have 10 on the Ravens.
10 on the Raven. We're doing a lot of 10s. This is going to start strong. It's going to start real strong with that. I like it here. We come down second place, Commish. Commish is going to talk about the Jets coming to Let's Go Buffalo to play. What do you know, Commish?
Well, it's be their second matchup of the season, with the Jets having won the previous matchup, which I'm sure Buffalo fans, as well as the team, none too pleased about. Buffalo's not been doing great this year. They're 5-5 on the season. They're actually only half a game technically above the Jets, although I guess they haven't not had a bye week yet, as the Jets are 4-5. They're still plus 78 in a point differential, whereas the Jets are minus 28. It's in Buffalo, where they're still 4-2. New York is 2-2 on the road. In a conference, Buffalo's 2-5 on the season. Jets are 2-4. As far as the matchup goes, where's my schedule? Loading. Let's see. Thought there was something. Oh no, that was last week's matchup. Come on. So, let's see. I mean, as far as defensively, points against, they're 5th and 7th. So defensively, you don't expect a high-scoring game. Although points scored, Buffalo's 8th and the Jets are 30th on the season. Total yards against, the Jets are 6th, Buffalo's 17th. Total yards per, 8th and 27th. In spite of being, wow, okay, that's the big difference. So I guess Buffalo's going to bust out their run game in this one, because passing yards against, the Jets are 3rd in the league. However, rushing yards, they're 31st.
Oh, wow. It's the sauce. It's got to be the sauce.
So, as far as time of possession goes, they differ by a minute and a half, which equates to 18th, and for Buffalo, 26th for the Jets. However, on the season this year against the spread, Buffalo overall is 3-7. They had a nice win streak, starting with game 2, 3, and 4, where they were the favorite and won. Otherwise, they have had 6 losses in a row. Once where they were the underdog, but otherwise they've been the favorite all season. It's not that I've lost faith in Buffalo. I think they could win this game. They certainly could have won on Monday had they not had 12 men on the field. So I got 6 points on this game, and it's a touchdown, which I don't think Buffalo can do at this point in time. So I'm throwing it the Jets' way.
6 points on the Jets. I
think Buffalo can win, but I just don't think they can win by more than a touchdown.
Yeah. I see the point with that one there. Excellent stats. Well, mate, they're Groady. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the Bills can win. I got the Jets. I got 6 points on them. I think if the Bills win, it'll be by maybe 6, maybe a field goal. So the Jets defense is ridiculous, and new offensive coordinator this week is gonna be a little bit different, but yeah, I got the Jets.
I like it there. It's another 6 points on the Jets. Icehouse.
I'll take 7 on the Jets.
7 on the Jets for that one. I just noticed 69% of all of folks who are in this right now are going for Buffalo. But 69 is not stopping the Peanut from betting on the Jets. Jets. We're going max points on the Jets. Sippy?
Buffalo.
Buffalo. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So Buffalo. 8.
All right. Buffalo with that there. Interesting. I like the choice. Back a little contrarian with there. Back up to Skinnnns. Are you also a contrarian, or are you on Team LaGuardia?
Well, the Bills have 262 points for this season. And there's only 5 teams with more points scored than the Bills. And the worst record is 6-3. The others are 7-3, 7-2, 8-1, whatever. The Bills will definitely win this game outright. I think this is a get-right game for them to get their shit together. They're definitely not going to want to lose again this week, and they are going at it. But 7 points with the way the Bills have been playing, well, I get it. I just want to bet the money line and not take a spread. But I will take the Bills, and I will take. I'm still kind of strong, so I'm going to take them at 9.
9. Two contrarians for this one here. Excellent. All right. Next game we got coming up, Groady. You're talking about the Detroit Lions hosting the Bears. What do you know about this game? I think the spread. I had the spread up there. 10. 10.
Yeah.
10 to 10. What do you know about this game?
Detroit. It makes sense. They've met 186 times. The Bears lead 104-77. They've tied 5. The reason why the spread probably jumped that high too is because last time the Bears played the Lions at the Lions was technically at the beginning of this year, January 1st, and they lost 41-10.
Oh my God.
The big difference between then and now is it's a completely different Bears team. Speaking of things, when people are talking about rushing, the Eagles are number 1 in rush defense. The Bears are number 2, and guess who's number 3? The Lions. So if the game is going to come down to anything, it's going to come down to the passing game, which the Lions defense is 20th. Bears are 25th. So they're pretty close there as far as their defenses giving up passes. And hopefully, thank God that Justin Fields will return this week because this vanilla Tyson Bagent offense has not looked good. And
We support Tyson, though. We can all agree we support Tyson. We do. But
yeah, it's just
Of course, we support him. They just
Yeah.
shouldn't have tried to have him expand the offense. They should have
Yeah.
kept him just throwing the small shit.
yeah.
So with a game where you're not going to be able, this is going to be a very minimal rushing game. It's going to be on the quarterbacks, and I think the other thing too that I heard today is whatever the game plan gets, he's got to do for Fields is going to probably be not a lot under center because of the thumb, but also not a lot of running from him because of the thumb as well, which kind of I think should bode well for him, give him some time with the way the line's been playing. They haven't given up a lot of sacks in the last few games, which is good going up against a team like the Lions. So I think it'll be closer than they think just because the Bears defense has been playing a lot better. So I think with 10 points right now for the Bears, I mean, shit, they could lose by 8 and, still cover. I don't think they're going to lose like they did last year. It was 49-10. So I got 5 points. I'm going to throw them Chicago's way. I mean, they've been playing close games lately. I mean, I want to say I think their last 3 games have been 1-score games. So there's no reason why this can't be a 1-score game as well.
True. All right, I get there. All right, we got to start with 5 points for Chicago. Icehouse, your rebuttal.
I will take 12 points on Chicago.
12
Oh,
points.
you know what? I'm gonna go max points on the Bears.
Holy cow! Holy cow! I really got to get. Thank you. I need the soundboard. Soundboard guys over here. Big preach. Man, 80% of people are going for Detroit, but I need some underdogs. 3 points on Chicago for me. Hey, shut up. Sibby, what do you got there?
I'm thinking the Bears only for 1. 10 points is a little high. I think they're due better than when they got blew out last year. Looking at betting wise, the Bears are plus 360 on the money line. I'm actually going to take that, and yeah, I'm going to go with the Bears. Just for 1.
I'm doing 1 with the Bears for that. I like it there. Back up to the top there. Skinnnns.
I only have 4. Right now it's on Detroit. And I will happily lose this 4-point bet if Tommy hits his plus 360. So
Oh, look at that.
take the L for your wallet.
Look at that.
Thank you.
I did see something. Someone said yesterday that when over 80% of people are on a certain team, take the spread with the other team.
Really?
That's why I'm going max points on the Bears. Because if
Interesting.
80% of people are saying, "Hey, take the Lions," I'm like, "Well, that's fine." Give
So
me the
if the
points.
betting market is all on someone, it usually means
Yeah,
Vegas knows
I mean,
something
like they
right
were
now.
last night on Denver, 80%,
Right.
or I think it was like more than 80. And we're on the
Interesting.
Bills to cover, and well, we all saw how that went. So
It was 75%.
Interesting. All
Oh,
right.
here on Yahoo, anyways.
Yeah.
Right.
but yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, whatever the case. All
Well, stats on the season for Yahoo alone, just in us, I've been keeping track of. Only 16 times the favorite has been between 80 to 89%, and of those 16 times, they've only been right 9 times, so 56% of the time.
yeah,
I like
take a
it
chance
there.
on that.
I like the chance.
Well,
I
I
like
mean,
the
given the
stance.
fact that the favorites and underdogs almost, pretty much even out by the end of the year, you've got some favorites that need to lose.
Yeah,
That's true.
So this could be that week.
It's true. Commish, I got to record. What do you got for Chicago, Detroit?
I got solid points on Detroit right now.
Ooh, he said a few points on Detroit. I heard that. All right. I like it there. Icehouse comes down to you next. Your Kansas City Chiefs are hosting Philadelphia on a Monday night game with a 3-point favorites and favoriting of the Chiefs. What do you know about this game?
let's see. Well, the current spread's at 2.5, so who knows where it'll go from there. But anyways, so this is obviously rematch of Super Bowl 57. The fun thing is both teams have had a week off, so they both had a bye weeks last week. So this is they get to look into this game and just go after each other. Okay. As a Chiefs fan, I would think Andy Reid's going to come up with a couple plays that are just going to come up with some razzle dazzle shit.
The old
May or may not work. I don't know. It'll be fun to watch. So with Mahomes, so this year KC is 3-1 at home against the spread. Mahomes is 4-5 against the spread after a bye week. And the Eagles are 2-0-1 against the spread after a bye week under Nick Sirianni.
Interesting.
I don't know. At first, I wanted to take the Eagles, but I like the Andy Reid razzle dazzle. Given some extra time So I'm going to take the Chiefs for 6.
Taking Chiefs for 6
with with the extra week of practice to do a little, play some games and whatnot. Should be a
a
very
razzle
close game.
dazzle. I
Well, he's going to call up a couple of random ass plays.
love Andy Reid's random.
Yeah.
I love his wildcat plays.
And
I love the one play. Do you remember the Super Bowl play where they spun around in a circle? Do you remember that play? Do you remember that? I recorded that because I was like, "This is Andy
Playoffs,
Reid."
not the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was Super
playoffs.
Bowl.
Oh, it's playoffs.
Yeah.
Oh, well, damn!
Andy Reid loves doing razzle dazzle shit. And
I love
if
that
there's ever
stuff.
a game you should do razzle dazzle shit, this should be the one. So I'm taking a chance that one of those plays works for a touchdown
All
at
right,
some point, and
you have
that'll be
convinced
the
me.
difference in the game.
You've convinced me. I'm going to do 12 points on Kansas City. I was originally going to put that on Philadelphia to support my own quarterback, but I do love the Andy Reid razzle dazzle, and I love the stat that this is like they're both after their bye week. It's another Super Bowl with this here. I love it. Sippy, what do you think?
Look at the Eagles with the points for points.
You're going Eagles for that there.
Yep.
I like it. All right, up to Skinnnns.
Let's think. I originally had the Chiefs, but I'm going Eagles. I'm looking at the Chiefs at home, and they were within 7 of Miami. Or they beat them by 7. Denver they beat by 9. The Bears they blew out at home, and then Detroit they only won or they lost by 1. Yeah, they're Andy Reid coming off the bye is always a big thing, especially prime time. But I don't know if they're actually going to show a lot of razzle dazzle because this could be a potential Super Bowl matchup, and he may want to keep those plays under the chest until later in the year if they do meet up with them.
Oh, yeah.
But you got the Eagles wanting revenge from the Super Bowl last year, and Eagles also coming off the bye. I think they're ready to go. They've done well on the road, so I got a 12-pointer on the Eagles.
12 points.
If this stays on 3, then I'm lowering it to a 1 or a 2 or a 3. But
Let's see.
I don't think it'll stay on 3. I think it'll shift either way, and I'll take the Eagles.
Money line for that. I like it. Commish?
Well, I don't know how much anybody on the teams pay attention to any of these stats whatsoever, but I will say this. Andy Reid has a pretty good opportunity this weekend to do something that would be just insane. He obviously was a former coach of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, I forgot about
He
that.
is the all-time wins leader for the Philadelphia Eagles with 130 regular season wins. If he wins on Sunday, he will become the all-time leading wins leader for the Kansas City Chiefs against the team that he is also the all-time wins leader for, and he will be the first coach to be the all-time wins leader for 2 different teams.
Oh, see, now he's gonna break out the razzle dazzle for that shit.
So
Yeah.
I'm sure
You don't
somebody's
wanna
asked
lose
him
that.
about it. I'm sure it's been made aware to him. I don't know how much the teams pay attention to that stuff, but if there's any sort of inkling that we should do this, so he has this insane stat that nobody else has, it's gonna be the Chiefs. So I got 11 points, and I'm throwing them Kansas City's way.
Wow.
Let's
That just
go.
got mega points with that one there, too. That's awesome with that. I really got to get the button thing for that. Groady, what is your thought?
I got 11 points. I'm throwing them on the Chiefs.
You throwing them on the Chiefs. Stockpile on the Chiefs. You like it here. I like it. Very good. All right. I get my Cleveland Browns, the city in which I live in, hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is currently a 4-point favorite of Cleveland as of right now. Let's just say Pittsburgh has not done the Browns pretty in the last, say, 40 years or so. Since the 80s, the Browns have had a total of 26 wins against Pittsburgh. They have especially looked lousy in the Ben Roethlisberger era, only having pulled off about 5 wins or so. Overall, that's about even. About 80 wins for Pittsburgh, 60 wins for the Browns. History going back to 1950 for this here. Back in the 90s, though, this is when the Browns dissolved. And back in 1999, they brought on a new quarterback. Who was that quarterback for 10 points?
Tim Couch.
Tim Couch was the quarterback. Played with the Browns for 5 years. Brought them to...
Wait, that was right?
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
Holy.
Yeah.
Sounds
That
like,
was-
I don't know, you're the first person to name somebody.
One of the best memories in there with that. Tim Couch played for the Browns 1999 to 2003 and took the Browns to postseason in 2002 for that there. So overall, I think Pittsburgh's defense is good. I think Cleveland Browns defense is better. I think Pittsburgh and Cleveland are both struggling in many ways on offense. Pittsburgh's trying to reinvent themselves in a lot of ways. The Browns are dealing with potentially, I forgot what I heard, but there is a potential injury coming with Deshaun Watson, so it may be the P.J. Walker show coming up with their. It's all under evaluation as of right now. But the Browns have a clear target people on their offense. All their primaries are all still healthy. It's just some of the tackles that are kind of suffering for the most part with it. Whereas Pittsburgh is really trying to reinvent themselves in a lot of ways. I think Cleveland's going to come out loud. I think Cleveland fans are going to be loud. I think the defense is ultimately what this game is going to come down to. I sense a very strong defensive game. I am putting my points the Browns' way. I'm going to put 13 points on the Cleveland Browns to take this game on for this. Sippy, what's your thought?
I'm going to take the Steelers. No. Let's go Steelers for 2.
Steelers, he drops a deuce on Pittsburgh, as does all of Cleveland, for that matter. Going up to Skinnnns. Oh, Skinnnns muted. Does he know how to unmute? Skinnnns, do you know how to unmute? Oh, there you go. He sees it now. There you go.
Here we go. Sorry. Negative 5 points. The Steelers have been fun to root for this year because they've been so scrappy and they're still winning games despite being outscored overall during the year. They are the skins for the wins of the NFL. Still managing to have a decent record, but I don't see it happening against Cleveland this week. Their big losses this year: Cleveland, Baltimore, Tennessee's got a decent defense, and then I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong team. Pittsburgh's losses this year against Houston, against San Francisco, against Jacksonville, but they've also beat some good teams. But yeah, they're anyways, their scrappiness, their run of the luck of still having a losing points for during the season, I think it's going to come to an end. Deshaun Watson finally came back. I think that might re-energize the team. So I got 10 on the Browns.
You got 10
to win at home.
10 on the Browns to win at home. And I will say, Steelers do look like they are pulling things together. They are a family-oriented team. They do care about their stuff. They are 6-3 on the spread. And on top of that, the other reason I would consider Pittsburgh, Cleveland always keeps their games close. All of their games have come down to nail biters. Well, a lot of their games at least have come down.
Bold prediction of the week. is that Cleveland's defense will outscore all of Pittsburgh's offense.
Yeah, I fully agree with you on that. Fully agree. All right, Commish,
Yeah, I got 9 points on Cleveland.
9 points on Cleveland for that. Grody,
I get 9 points on Cleveland. If Deshaun Watson really doesn't play, I'll probably switch to Pittsburgh just because with him not there, that's how Pittsburgh will get some shitty luck to win
yeah,
and or
there,
just at least keep it close.
yeah, there is I agree with Skinnnns though. Even if Deshaun Watson doesn't play, this is probably going to come down to a defensive battle in a lot of ways. That's the Cleveland's best weapon at this point. Icehouse.
I got 8 on Cleveland.
8 on Cleveland. Sippy, the cheese stands alone with the deuce on Pittsburgh, but we appreciate that bet every sense of the way. Oh, speaking of Sippy is here to talk about Minnesota at the Mile High Stadium of Denver, and that spread right now is sitting at Denver in favor, 1.5 points. What do you know, Sippy?
Feels like a 5-game winning streak. It's the longest winning streak in the league this year. The Broncos looks like they've got their defense back. They've just been decent defenses. They shut down the Chiefs. Let's see, they shut down. They won last week. Who did they beat this week? Yeah, yesterday, Monday night. So it's 1.5. Everybody, who's picking Vikings, I'm gonna go. We took the Broncos for 3.
Broncos for 3 with that one there. That's a Sippy pick on the Broncos for that. Up to Skinnnns. Well, you got a contrarian thoughts? You got a conundrum to raise?
Well, Matt Stafford should be back this week. They're coming off the bye. Before that, they lost 3 in a row. The only teams they beat this before that, the only teams the Rams had beat were the Arizona Cardinals
versus Denver.
Minnesota Denver.
You see that again? Sorry.
It's Minnesota Denver,
versus,
sir.
Yeah.
Sir.
You're talking about the Rams. What are we talking about?
He's talking about
Minnesota Denver.
Yeah, Denver hosting.
Oh, am
Minnesota.
I in the wrong one? Oh, my bad. What the hell did I get on that one? All right, I'm just gonna go ahead with my pick and just not get into a diatribe.
Geology.
What the hell do I got them? Minnesota. Oh, 1.5. Well, give me Minnesota. Dobbs is fun to root for, but I'm just gonna put the 2 on it for now.
You're dropping a deuce on Dobbs for that poor man. Commish.
I got 13 on Minnesota.
13 on Minnesota. Holy guacamole there, Groady.
I got 13 on Minnesota as well.
Another 13 on Minnesota. Wow. Icehouse. Ooh, he's
I'm
thinking.
gonna go 4 on Denver. If Justin Jefferson is back, I'll leave it there. But if he's not, I'm going to go high.
Interesting. And he's doing 4 on Denver. I am joining you with Denver, no matter what, with this one here. 10 points on Denver for 2 reasons. Number 1, Dobbs looks like a fish. Number 2, it's at the Mile High Stadium. And no team plays good at the Mile High Stadium. Even if Justin Jefferson comes back, he still needs to breathe. So I'm doing 10 points on Denver for that. All right, raise your glasses one last time for Sippy winning the week with that one there. Way to go, Sippy. Excuse me, Skinnnns. Excuse me, Skinnnns. Minus 20 points. Skinnnns. Sorry, Stanimal. Sir.
More, yeah.
All right. Thank you. More of that. Shame, cowbell. Skinnnns. We're here to talk about your Washington Commanders hosting some cheerleaders who are dressed up in some football jerseys. So, the New York
my
G-Men.
printer took a crap before the beginning of this game.
Oh, no.
I wasn't able to print out my notes because I had some good ones, but the first time they met this year, the Giants won 14-7 against Washington. The good thing about this game is you would think it would be higher scoring than 14-7, but with Tommy DeVito starting, it may not be. So get your underbets ready. But both teams' defenses are bottom of the barrel in the league, so anything can happen. The Redskins love giving up passing yards to every team in the league. So even Tommy DeVito might be able to get to 100 yards this week.
Interesting. It's possible.
No big injury news this week. Saquon Barkley last week with Tommy DeVito, he only had seven or eight fantasy points. Brian Robinson's been doing pretty solid over the course of the year. The Redskins or the Commanders have a large complement of offensive players that should be able to cover this spread. So with all that said, give me the Commanders winning by over 10 points. And give me max points on those boys.
Go. Max points on Washington for that. Interesting. There it is. There it is. They're covering for that. Excellent. Going to the Commish. Commish.
I got 4 points on the New York Football Giants.
Ooh, he's got faith
Last
in
time I
him.
trusted Washington against the Giants, it bit me in the ass. So no, I'm not doing it
I
again.
never trust Washington.
Yeah, as a Commanders fan,
Charlie,
that's funny with that.
Your math
Groady.
isn't mathing right, Stan.
All
You said
right.
never trust Washington, but yet you put max points on Washington.
That's very
That's
clear.
because my heart doesn't match with my trust.
I've heard banks have that problem. Groady.
Yeah, I got 4 points. I'm throwing them the G-Men's way. So
4 points towards
Excellent
the
work,
G.
John. A bank joke. That'll get the fucking masses.
We have a subscriber from that somewhere.
Oh, this guy jokes at banks. Get out of here.
Late stage capitalism, folks.
Yes. Yay. Capitalism. Oh.
Oh, man.
All right, Icehouse, you can either put a bet down or tell another bank joke.
Oh, geez. I don't know. I mean, if I throw another bank joke out there, we'll fucking get 10 subscribers.
Give me a bank joke.
I don't have any. Because there are none.
Gotta be something.
God.
Come on. Come on.
Come on. You don't trust an Italian named DeVito running a bank, right?
I'm going to take 3 on the Giants. I don't even know where this is going anymore.
3 on the Giants. He puts it in the bank.
Oh,
I'm going to go. I'm going Washington on this one here for 5 notes in my bank. Sippy.
Reading my life choices right now. We're not too into this. What the hell? Bank jokes. All right. Well, I'll take the Commanders for 7, and we're not banking on it.
10 points. 10 points for that one there. That is good.
I hate what you've done to me.
That was a good one.
I hate what you do.
I love it there. I love it. All right. guess what time we're in it for some quick picks for that. Oh, I guess I missed one right there. We're going to start up with Skinnnns. You've got the Los Angeles Chargers going over to the Cheese.
Chargers and the Cheese. It's in the Cheese Town. And I got the Chargers taking it by 6.
Chargers winning
6
by
points. Covering the spread of 3.
You like it there, Commish?
I got 12 points on the Chargers.
12 on the Chargers. Groady.
12 points on the Chargers.
12 on the Chargers. Icehouse.
I got 11 on the Chargers.
11 on the Chargers. Green Bay, you suck. 7 points on the Chargers for that. Sippy?
I took 13 on the Chargers.
Well, landslide on the Chargers for that. Makes sense.
Everybody hates Green Bay this week.
Yeah, they sure do. They sure do. Well, Commish, you've got Miami hosting Las Vegas.
1 point on Miami.
1 point on Miami. Groady.
1 point on Miami.
1 point on Miami. Icehouse.
Like 5 on Vegas.
5 on 2 Kid or Quitter. I will do 1 on 2 Kid or Quitter. Sippy.
I'm taking 4 on the Dolphins.
4 on the Dolphins. Back up to
I'm
Ski.
going back and forth on this one just because of the spread. I'll take the Dolphins. Probably chose it.
I like it there. All right. Skinnnns.
We got 8 on the Dolphins.
8 on the
They
Dolphins.
can put up points. Raiders give up points. And they're traveling with a new head coaching staff.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Right, we get Groady. You get Dallas going on down to Carolina.
I got 3 on Dallas.
3 on Dallas. So you got Icehouse.
Sorry. I paused to do something. Yeah, Dallas got this, man. 12 on Dallas.
12 on Dallas. I'm going to put myself an 8 on the Cowboys. Sippy.
12 on Dallas.
12 on Dallas. Going back up to Skinnnns.
You got 1 on Dallas.
1 on the Dallas Cowboys. How did I not expect that? Commish.
I got 3 points on Dallas.
3 on the Dallas.
When's the last time Dallas has been a double-digit spread 2 weeks in a row? Like
they covered last week.
Well, I know they covered last week. That's what I'm saying. 2 weeks in a row. I mean, how can you not expect Dallas to shit down their leg? I still have to take Dallas.
I like it. There.
With how horrible Carolina looked against the Bears last week. They wouldn't have scored a touchdown if it wasn't for that punt return. And Dallas' defense is a whole lot better than the Bears. So, I mean,
yeah,
it's just the point spread. But I'm going with Dallas on that one.
I like it. Icehouse, you get the Jacksonville Jaguars hosting the Titans.
The Jaguars. I'm going to take Tennessee for 9.
Tennessee for 9? No, they miss Miles Jack too much. Jaguars for 6. Sippy?
I took Tennessee for 5.
The Tennessee for 5? I like it there. Back up to Sippy. Or the Skins, I mean. Skins.
Tennessee for 5. Tom
Tennessee.
and I are on the same page.
Great minds think alike. Commish.
I think 2 points more than they do. I got 7 on Tennessee.
Groady.
We got 7 on Tennessee as well.
7 on Tennessee. The confidence is there. Oh boy. All right. I get Houston hosting Arizona. I have no reason to doubt that CJ Stroud's going to do a thing. 11 points on Houston for me. Sippy.
14 on Houston.
Ooh, look at that max points with that there. Back up Skinnnns. It's Houston, Arizona.
We're getting 13 on Houston.
13 on Houston with that. You got Commish.
I got 8 points on Arizona.
8 points on Arizona. Interesting. Groady.
On 8 points on. Wow.
Got big old points for that there. Wow. Well, that's right. 8 points on wow. For that Icehouse, you going for wow as well?
No, I got 13 on Houston. I think
Oh,
Neagle College should be back, so
I see.
they should have enough offense to blow them out.
Interesting. Sippy, you get San Fran hosting Baker Mayfield and his insurance agency.
We're gonna 11 on.
11 on that one. All right. Skinnnns.
7 on the Niners. 7-11.
7 on the Niners. 7-11. Okay. Commish.
2 on the Niners.
2 on the Niners for that. All right, Groady.
Dropping a deuce on the Niners as well.
Deuce on the Niners. I like Icehouse.
I take a deuce on Tampa Bay.
I will join you by dropping a deuce in Baker Mayfield's new house. That one there, and then we end the list on this one there with Skinnnns. You finally get to talk about Los Angeles hosting Seattle.
Oh, well, you guys have heard most about this Rams versus Seattle bet. But to put it short, I like the Rams, and I got them at 3.
You got him at 3 for that.
Probably swapping them with one of the higher bets later in the week.
Swap
Depending how the spreads go, because I like the Rams. And I feel like there's going to be spread changes, and the Rams are one of my ones that I think is going to go the better way.
I like it there. All right. Got on the Rams with their Commish.
I have 14 points on Seattle.
14 on Seattle. There it is. Groady, what about you?
I got 14 points on the Rams.
Oh, it's points. Holy cow. Icehouse.
I got 1 point on the Rams.
Wow. That's cricket.
Oh, I got left.
Crickets. Fucking crickets. Oh, God, that's awesome. I gotta need more underdogs. My last I get 4 on the Rams. It's my last one. Sippy.
Keep it on 6 on
He's up for 6 on them Rams for that. That's awesome. Oh my God. That's all for the Duff Pickem AllStars. Skinnnns, your cricket just pulled off that victory by 1 at the end. 54 points for Skinnnns, 53 points for the Commish, 47 points for Groady, 32 points for Icehouse, 28 points for Sippy. I, of course, get no points because I'm stupid. And we will see you.
Negative points, man.
Negative 20 million points because it's there. Folks, we will see you around next week.
Yeah.
See you later. Yeah. Whoops.